Snow White.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a lovely princess named Snow White. She had fair skin, ebony hair, and lips as red as the rose. However, Snow White's wicked stepmother, the queen, was envious of her beauty. The queen's magic mirror always told her she was the fairest in the land, but when Snow White grew into a beautiful young woman, the mirror claimed otherwise. Out of jealousy, the queen plotted to get rid of Snow White. She ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. However, the kind-hearted huntsman couldn't carry out the queen's cruel command. Instead, he let Snow White go, warning her to run far into the woods and never return. Lost and alone in the dark forest, Snow White came across a small cottage. The home belonged to 7 dwarfs who graciously allowed her to stay with them. They became her protectors, and Snow White kept their home tidy and clean in return. Meanwhile, the queen believed Snow White was dead, and that she was once again the most beautiful in the land, as the magic mirror confirmed. But the mirror spoke the truth. Snow White was alive and well in the dwarf's cottage. One day, the queen, disguised as an old peddler, visited Snow White with a poisoned apple. Despite warnings from the dwarfs, Snow White took a bite of the apple and fell into a deep sleep, a sleep from which she could only be awakened by true love's kiss. The dwarfs, devastated by Snow White's condition, placed her in a glass coffin. Time passed, and a prince from a distant kingdom happened upon the slumbering princess. Instantly captivated by her beauty, he leaned over and kissed her. As if by magic, the kiss awakened Snow White, breaking the spell of the poisoned apple. She opened her eyes, and the first thing she saw was the prince. Overjoyed, Snow White and the prince fell in love, knowing they were meant for each other. They had a grand celebration, and the queen's evil doings came to an end. She met her own demise after learning Snow White was alive and well, consumed by her own jealousy and rage. Snow White and the prince were married and lived happily ever after, ruling the kingdom with kindness and grace. This tale of Snow White is a timeless reminder of the enduring power of kindness, love, and the triumph of good over evil.